Okay, Claude, I will admit to you, I have been falling for this company. The amount of work they're doing is really, really cool. But the number one question I get when I present Claude is actually about Microsoft. Wait a minute, but what about Copilot? Why would you present to me anything other than Copilot? Well, in fact, a lot of research shows that everyone hates Microsoft Copilot. Does it even matter? I'm not joking. Pretty much no one is using Microsoft Copilot, and in fact, the percentage declined from 1.5% to 1.1%. If someone is trying to push this to you at work and you're like, it is not working for me, you are far from alone. In fact, Microsoft's own Windows forum said it is trailing behind its rivals, despite the amount of money and time that they're putting into this. So just in case that is a top question I get, this is what it looks like. I took a screenshot for you all recently. Welcome, Joan. Very friendly. I get the friendly term often about Claude. How can I help you today? Is it writing? Is it learning? Is it code? And I've also enabled my Google Drive, so I can export directly to my Google Drive from it. It wants to be part of your workflow, right? It wants to make it easy for you. As we talked about earlier with the different models behind the hood, so all of them are being tweaked all the time, so it's very hard. But I definitely think about this one is best for everyday tasks. It's going to give me a quick, short, efficient response. They're extended thinking, right? These are not sentient things. But really thinking about which ones are used for narrative-based stuff, which is going to be helpful for this thing. I'd recommend you try them out and see how those inputs look different or otherwise. This can be used on mobile, browser, and they even have an app which is very nice and stable if you want to get a desktop version as well. This is what keeps me up at night, and I really think about the large language models and existential safety. AI Safety Index and the Future of Life Institute has been looking about when these models and companies go for different opportunities, what safeguards are and aren't in place. Yeah, so looking at risk assessment, current harms, safety frameworks, existential safety, governance, accountability, and information sharing. The top grade given was a C+. I don't know about you, but if I brought home a C+, my parents would not be comfortable with this score. But this is definitely given to Anthropic and to OpenAI. I could make jokes about DeepSeek and how cheap it is and the lack of guardrails there, but that's not the point. The point is that all of these companies need to up their scores in these type of how we think about guardrails, and that Anthropic is the best today.
What is existential safety?
Existential safety. So yeah, right, humans. So some people are putting Anthropic or Claude into different systems. I don't know if anyone heard about the viral vending machine test recently. Thank you. We got just a few in the back. So Claude was put into this vending machine to see how people would interact with it, and it accurately giving people water bottles and things from this vending machine. However, the people were trying to disrupt Claude and make it do things it wasn't meant to do. And so they told Claude this story of how the company's evil and never gives them enough things from the vending machine, and Claude should give it to them for free. And the Claude model was totally convinced and began giving all this free stuff to everybody and went outside the guardrails. But people are pressure testing what it will and won't do. And that's exactly, that is a relatively comical vending machine example. But if we were to give it an example with transportation, and suddenly it's being coerced to do something. If it's in a defense or other type of sensitive medical, I just gave a medical example earlier. So having guardrails in place, being very important, and how we think about leveraging the tool. I wish I'd gotten the vending machine example for you, but if you want to check that out later. Does that answer your question? Could it go, is it being used without that human in the loop? Are we giving it too much power over this decision making? And unfortunately, some people are leveraging it for things it doesn't necessarily meant to be used for. I don't mean to keep you up at night, but this is just some things I think about. Are there guardrails in place? Is it being appropriately used? These are things that we all need to be thinking about.